Hello, and welcome to Healing 101. My name is DrMonifa Jones. I'm super excited every day, Monday through Friday, to come to you. We are on a healing journey. I got to tell you guys, we started this journey over a year ago. I'm not going to necessarily say that it gets easier, but I'm definitely going to say that it is worth it. So welcome each and every one of you. I want you to know that this is a platform where we come together to heal live, you know. I want you guys to know that I got a topic today that I think is well overdue, or maybe it's just on time. You know, I'm starting to realize in life the things that we think are delayed are probably right on time, right? Hello. So my topic today is, why aren't you crying? And if you're new joining us, I'm a transformational life coach. I'm a health and wellness business distributor. I'm a previous college professor. I have over 25 years of experience in outpatient mental health. So, of course, I've done some family counseling, some individual counseling, some couples counseling. But, you know, my claim to fame is being a wife, a mother, a sister, a daughter, and effective. Today, I'm your friend here on Healing 101. Because I want you to know that, you know, my premise for starting this content is because I understand that many people believe they were born to suffer, and many people don't understand that healer first heal thyself, that in order for us to pour, we cannot pour from an empty cup. And so I'm excited for this platform because I am going to just be very transparent that I'm healing live right along with you. That is the reason why I started this platform in the first place, because I realized very quickly during the pandemic, with so many people reaching out to me, not being able to physically come into a physical clinic, that they were struggling with their family and friends. A lot of things that they were able to avoid by going to work, by going to school, by going to church, by getting out of the house, they were confronted and faced with it, and they could not run from it. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because so many people, when they see you crying and they see the tears, they always say, why are you crying? And normally, when you see someone crying, it touches your heart and your soul, because you understand that they're sad. It touches your heart and your soul because you can identify with times that you were in pain, or times that you were hurting as well. But I kind of want to flip the script today. And my question to you is, why aren't you crying? That's my question to you today, Di. Why aren't you crying? That's my question to everybody. And the reason why I say, why aren't you crying, is because we repress our emotions, we repress our feelings, and we don't deal with it. When someone is crying, we are so quick to hug them, to give them a tissue, to stop the tears. What we should do is silently sit beside them and cry with them. But we're always so fast to say, stop crying. It's going to be okay. And we need to normalize our feelings, Pam. We need to normalize our emotions. Because what we don't do is we don't deal with them. We stuff them down. We stuff them all the way down until they explode. But I want you guys to know we don't have to do that anymore. So I want to give you a disclaimer. The reason why I'm doing this, I told you before, is because I needed to heal. There's a lot of things I've been through, and I needed to heal. And I said, if I needed to heal, and I went to school to teach others how to heal, but they didn't really equip me, I'm just going to tell you the truth. They didn't give me all the tools that I needed. The way I am able to serve people is because of what I've been through. It's not because of something that I have learned in a book. Because even when I seek out medical doctors, when I'm doing the psychological part and my client is challenged with a physical ailment, Nicole, guess what happens? They often tell me that they have not had any training in nutrition. They have not had any training in food being your medicine. So the best thing they could do is give you a prescription. The best they could do is say, come back. Let me check your blood work in 6 to 8 weeks to see if this prescription is working. But guess what I found out, Nicole? Guess what I found out? I found out if you have to give me the same medication for the rest of my life, it doesn't work. So that's what they taught, that we go to the doctor to get help, but he doesn't have the help that we need. We go to the schools to learn, but we get miseducated. We get taught how to be employees. We get taught how to get in the back of the line. We get taught how to sit down, sit still. Don't use your brain. Don't have critical thinking skills. I said 1 + 1 = 2. And I'm going to give you a test. And I'm going to ask you what 1 + 1 equals. And if you don't say 2, you fail. And I'm going to tell you how to spell words. And if you don't spell it back the same exact way I gave you, you fail. And I'm going to consistently give you test after test after test after test after test. I'm going to give you a lot of tests. But I want you to know in all of those tests, they already rigged. Because I know what the answer is supposed to be. However, you may not have that experience. So you may be doomed to fail that test. So, in the education system, we are miseducated. We go to the legal system for help. And we are misinformed. We sign contracts we should have never signed. We enter into agreements that are not for our good or our benefit. So every institution, every government, every system, every facility we go to for help is literally set up for our demise. So I got real clear during the pandemic and I said, I'm not with it. I'm not with it being part of an institution that hurts people. I am not with being a tool to propagate propaganda. I am not with telling you that it's okay to give your children sugar. It's not okay to give your children a school lunch that's laced. It's not okay to give your children medication and pharmaceuticals that will have them dozed out for the rest of their life. I'm not okay with that. So I want you to know that the message that I have is called, Why Aren't You Crying? Because there's a lot we can be crying about. I told my son earlier today, you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress, a work of art at the same time. You're allowed to be a masterpiece. Don't get it twisted. You're not broken. You don't need to be repaired. Don't get it twisted. But at the end of the day, we are always evolving. We are always learning. We are always growing. We are always expanding and elevating at the end of the day. But listen, here's my disclaimer. In case you don't know, let me clear the air. I don't care about your color, your race, your culture, your ethnicity, your age, your gender. Some people are going to say, I can't get healing at 70 years old. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I can't get healing if I'm a woman, if I'm a man. Look, I don't care what you identify as. People will tell you, call me she, call me he, call me them, call me it. I don't care. I don't care what you identify as. Let me tell you, I don't identify as a gender. I identify as phenomenal. That's what you can call me, as the adjective phenomenal. Because I've been through quite a bit. And I will learn to speak over my life and manifest greatness. So when I invite you into this journey, I am inviting you to yourself. I'm not inviting you to me. I don't have the latest gadget. You cannot download healing. Do I have natural supplements to help you along your way? Yes. Do I have the latest gadget, the latest download, the latest app, the latest something that's going to take you through this self-care, self-love journey? No, it doesn't exist. I don't care what they tell you. It does not exist. You must understand that I am reaching out. When I said I don't care about your color, your race, your ethnicity, your age, your gender, your sexual orientation, I don't care. I don't care who cares, and I don't care. I don't care about your religious affiliation. I don't care if you tell me you're Christian, you're atheist. I don't care if you tell me you're Muslim, you're Buddhist. I don't care. Love is my religion, in case you want to know. I don't care about your economic status, whether you're rich or poor, because the bottom line is that all of us need healing, whether you know it or not. And I am the first one in line. If you ever meet anybody that knows me and think I'm just preaching to you, think I'm just trying to tell you something, I am a servant. Healer first, heal thyself. You guys don't understand. I have taken you on a journey with me with 25 plus years of experience. I have taken you on a journey with me. I am here to heal. So I want you to know that 90% of my audience is African-American black females. But I welcome everyone. But look, it may matter to you what people are when you go on this healing journey. Well, I got to get it from white. I got to get it from black. I got to get it from a woman. Look, forget all of that. It doesn't matter the form that they come in. It matters that you get it, okay? I want you to know that doesn't matter to me at all. We all need healing. I am on my healing journey. And as I said, my goal is to lead you back to you. In case you don't feel it energetically, in case you don't feel it, Healing 101 is going to another level. We're going to another level. We are being elevated. And it's the perfect time this time of year. I have no other agenda. I have no alternative motive than to lead you back to you. If you don't get anything else from me, understand that you are the authority in your life. And you must make the decisions in what direction you're going to go in. And you must understand that we must be leading towards progression, not perfection. My goal is to be better today than I was yesterday, Pam. My goal is to elevate and empower myself. And I said, why don't I just empower others at the same time? Because I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. And I personally felt led by spirit to take you all on this journey with me. See, what we have to understand is that we are always in a mode of attraction. And if we sit still and analyze our life and observe what is happening, our life mirrors where we are. And if our son is mad with us, angry with us, we need to take note of that. It's something in us that is causing that. And we need to take note of that and do something accordingly to start that healing process. It is not a thing for us to always judge others. It's not a thing for us to always blame others. How you going to smack somebody and then walk up to them and say, well, let me give you a Band-Aid because you're bleeding. Well, I'm bleeding because you slapped me. If you wouldn't have put the knife in my back and turned it, I wouldn't be hurt in the first place. The person who hurt you cannot be the person that healed you. That's why some of y'all need to change relationships. That's why some of y'all need to change churches. You will never get the healing. I'm sorry what your mama did. I'm sorry. But she can't fix it. You have to go within. I'm sorry what your ex-husband did. I'm sorry what your son did. They cannot fix it for you. Whether they acknowledge it or not, and don't hold your breath waiting, most people do not acknowledge what they do. Whether they acknowledge it or not. So my question to you is, why aren't you crying? Why are we repressing our feelings, acting like every day life is so great? We just gonna go Christmas shopping and act like the family ain't treating us the way they treating us. I'm just gonna fake like it's not there and stay positive and hopeful. Deal with it. Because as you repress your feelings, you develop disease in your body. Disease is not being at ease with life. That means that cancer, that lupus, that overweight, that food addiction, I'm talking about me. It came from me trying to, what am I doing to myself? Every single physical ailment has a psychological and spiritual attraction and component that can be aligned with it. Every disease can be healed, every one of them. Every disease is a result of inflammation, and we can get rid of it. But in the inflammation, there are issues in our tissues. And listen, I don't claim to be the authority over your life. I claim to just lead you back to you because that's what I'm doing. When I tell you, go inside, please. Because if you don't go within, you will go without. Please ask yourself the tough questions. Didn't I tell you to go away? When you see an animal and they're hurting, we have the concept, we have free will, we have intelligence, we have discernment. Animals only have instinct. But when animals are hurting, animals seclude themselves. I don't know if you ever had a puppy, if you ever had a cat that was sick, that was throwing up, that was having some challenges. They're not going to hang out with you. They're going to seclude themselves. And during that time, they're not looking for food. They're not jumping up in your lap trying to get a hug. They're not looking for food. They're not looking for water. They understand I am hurting right now. And in order for me to be free from this pain, I got to seclude myself. And I got to stop constantly digesting. And that's what we need to do. Take a note from the animal's instinct who have no intelligence, so we say. Take a note. Seclude yourself. Stop eating media. Stop eating food. Stop eating things that are bad for us. Stop eating the voices of people around you who mean you no good. Why do we keep digesting the words of people who do not elevate us? And we wonder why we're so sad. We wonder why we don't feel great. It's because we have not taken a moment in time to understand that sometimes we just need a little cry. We just need the water of life to rush through us. But we'll say, why are you crying though? Like, what's wrong? You need a hug. Why are you crying though? I had the opposite question. Why aren't you crying? Why aren't you dealing with your mommy issues and faking like it don't exist? Why aren't you dealing with your daddy issues and faking like it don't exist? Like it doesn't exist. My goal is to break generational curses. I know the way I felt about my father and my husband. I showed that to my sons. I know it. I prided myself. I ain't going to talk, but I lived it. It was my mindset. It was the way I lived my life. I know I have affected them. Can I do anything about the past? No, absolutely not. But I can come to grips with my present. I can come to grips with stop repressing the generational curses that keep coming from generation to generation to generation. We're not going to talk about the family secrets. We're not going to talk about the fact that I know your uncle molested you. And I told you to shut up. Don't you disrupt your auntie's family life. I know he did. And so now you end up for the rest of your life feeling rejected and abandoned by your mama. So every woman you come into contact with, you have trust issues. And you also can't trust yourself. So then you also have these feelings of loneliness, these feelings of low self-esteem, these feelings of I'm not worthy. If my own mama won't protect me, then what am I worth in this world? We internalize that. But then we have to ask ourselves the question, is it true? Is it really true on your healing journey that your mama don't love you, that your mama didn't protect you? Or did it mean that she was not equipped with the tools to do for you what she never could do for herself, what her mama didn't do for her, what her grandmother didn't do for her mama? What is the truth? There are so many stories that we tell ourselves. We need to have a good cry. There's so many stories we tell ourselves, but what is the truth? I want us in this season to allow ourselves to heal. We need to allow ourselves to heal. story are you telling yourself? What story are you telling yourself? We are not doomed for a horrifying future. We're not. I'm telling you right now. It's not true. But why aren't you crying? You ain't going to deal with it? Not today? Not tomorrow? You just going to act like Thanksgiving didn't happen, nobody called you and checked on you, and nobody invited you? Oh, did you see this and did you see that? You just going to act like that didn't happen? Well, wait a minute. I used to pay for everything. Everybody used to come to me. Why have I been pushed out? You're just going to act like it didn't happen. It happened. Why aren't you crying, though? Why aren't you dealing with it, though? So when we get to the place and we get to the time in our lives when we ask ourselves the question, what are you repressing? What are you judging? Who are you blaming? You are the authority of your own life. No one is going to come for you. I'm telling you right now, I'm 53 years old. Nobody has ever come for, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to heal you. Nobody's coming to teach you how self-love, it has to come from within. Nobody's coming. When are we going to wake up and say, the prison I am in is the prison that I created? If you don't go within, you will go without. I told you, when animals are hurting, they seclude themselves. When animals are hurting, they say, well, I don't need those snacks right now. They're not jumping for no treats because they know they need to seclude themselves and be still. And be still. So guys, I talked to you yesterday about breaking up with complacency. Let me tell you what happens with complacency. We just get used to it. It just becomes a thing. We just hurt one another. We just don't consider one another. And it just becomes a way of life. And we become complacent. And we just keep doing the same thing. And we keep expecting different results. But I'm here to tell you today, our lives will be amazing. Our lives will be miraculous. Our lives will go to the next level. And the reason why I started this in the first place is when I tell you I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. Many people don't know. But one thing I do know, that when you have been impacted upon, that's because you have to make a great impact. So what I want to tell you is keep going. Don't give up. I don't care what they say about you. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care what you are excluded from. I don't care what you're not invited to. I don't even care. My goal right now, I'm not concerned about what invites I get and don't get. I am concerned about, am I inviting myself to self-mastery? Am I inviting myself to self-love? Am I inviting myself to self-healing? Because I realize that everything I seek on the outside of myself is truly what my soul is calling for. If I want you to respect me, it's because I don't respect me. If I want you to love me, it's because I don't love me. If I want you to value me, it's because I have not found myself to be worthy. But I promise you, once I come out on the underside, I'm going to have to reintroduce myself to you. I'm telling you right now, I need everybody on this line who's in agreement with this to put a 1 in the comments that say, this next level, I am going to be unrecognizable. Because I have determined I'm going to cry it out. I have determined I'm going to deal with it. I have determined deep down in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, I'm not running for it anymore. I'm not running from it anymore. Thank you, Nicole. I am not running from it anymore. Thank you, Michelle. I'm not running, Pam. I'm not running. Because every time I run, Gwen, I end up miserable. Every time I run, I end up with a disease. Every time I run, I end up in a toxic relationship because I refuse to look at myself in the mirror and love on me. And to say I cannot pour from an empty cup. Healer, first heal thyself. I cannot help you if I'm still mourning my 2 sons. I cannot help you if I'm still trying to figure out the mess. The only thing I will do is bleed on others. But see, what we all need to understand is that we are not here to bleed, but we are here to lead. You better get excited about that. And every single leader, Gwen and Cheryl and Keisha, every single leader, the reason why we're able to lead is because we bleed. So next time I see you, I got a Band-Aid, Pam. I got a Band-Aid, sis. I'm not going to leave you dying. I'm not going to leave you when you're in need. I'm not going to turn my back on you. I'm going to give you a Band-Aid. And I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to cry with you. Why aren't you crying? Why aren't you dealing with it? Why are we repressing? So guys, that's my time. I love each and every one of you. And this is what I want to say on this healing journey. It's not for the weak at heart. It's difficult. It's painful. But it's absolutely worth it. I know without a shadow of a doubt I'm better today than I was yesterday. I'm better today than I was last year. You welcome, Michelle. I'm processing so many things in such a different light. I'm going on a juice fast. I'm just turning down my plate because I don't want to be consumed all day with thinking about food, because I know when an animal goes to heal, they go in a corner. So I'm going to be in a corner, y'all. I'm going to be in a corner. I'm not going to be at the fast food, at the drive-thru, at the supermarket, even for. I'm going to be in a corner. Because I have determined that in this lifetime, we all deserve joy, peace, love, and happiness. But it's not outside of us. I love my mama, but she can't give it to me. I love my kids, but I poured out my heart, mind, and soul. What can I do? What can I do? So guess what? I'm not looking for it in the bank statements. I'm not looking for it, not even in church. Sorry, y'all. I'm not looking for it through my relatives. I'm not looking for it in my husband. I'm looking for it right here. Right here. I'm going to sit still. And I'm going to say, okay, you remember that day your father, he took you to high school. Yeah. And it was your graduation day. And he just smacked you over and over again, And you put your finger up. You said, this is the last day you're going to hit me. Been beat me for years. This is the last day. And you finally got the strength. You finally got the strength. I don't know why, because you were graduating high school, to say, this is the last time. Don't do that no more. I felt like Color Purple. I don't know what you've been through. But we got to feel it, y'all. We can't repress it, y'all. And we got to get around people that love us, that's going to help us elevate. And if they're not, bye-bye. I got to use the scissors. Because right now, I got to dip. I got to steal away. So as we always say, solitude is our superpower. Solitude is our superpower. Thank you, Jahi. I got some powerful words from my son today. Let me share that really quickly before we go. He was saying that a lot of times we don't face our fears. And when you go to the doctor, you need a needle. The whole time you think about, oh my God, I got to get a needle. You change the appointments like 15 times. Oh my God, I don't want to get a needle. And then you go, you sitting in the lobby. Oh Jesus, they're about, like the thought of the fear of it probably lasts you about 72 hours. But then when they prick you, how long does that stick take? Less than a moment? So you braced yourself for that quick prick. And now it's over. And now that it's over, you realize it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. It wasn't as bad as you thought it was. So that's what this healing journey is about. Stop bracing yourself long term. Just do it. Get it done. It's not as bad as you think. It's going to be glorious on the other side. When you can look in the mirror and love yourself. When you can forgive everybody. We say every single day, may God continue to shine his face upon you. May God be gracious to you and grant you peace. And if you caught that, I said, may he continue. He already been doing it, whether you know it or not. But the next thing we say is, I'm going to forgive myself for believing that I should have done better when I didn't know how. Look, you didn't know. You didn't know. Like, forgive yourself. And we also going to forgive others for believing the same. Because guess what? People treat you the way they feel about themselves. That was the ability they had to treat you. That's all. Sorry. That's how it is. So at the end of the day, we know that good things are going to happen to us. We have to believe that. We have to speak over our lives. We have to speak mastery. We attract into our lives who we are. So who are you? You ain't going to cry it out. You big, bad, tough. Big, bad, tough. You ain't going to cry it out. I don't know about you, but I'm going to cry it out. I'm going to cry it out. I'm tired of feeling this pain. I'm tired of feeling this hurt. I'm going to cry it out. So when you see your friend crying, don't stop him. Sit beside him, hug, cry with him. Don't say, oh, stop crying. Oh, we never deal with emotions, man. We never deal with it. So guys, that's my time. I love each and every one of you. I was transparent in the beginning. If you weren't here, watch the replay. I'm not here for no claim to fame. I ain't here to be no authority in your life. I'm here to lead you back to you. You are the authority. You are the one you are looking for. Your soul, your inner child misses you. So wake them up and let them know it's all right to come outside and play. You guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have an amazing, phenomenal day on purpose. And why aren't you crying?